Hi, welcome to this series of tutorial. Okay, so we are going to be going into CSS, and so excuse me, you have been doing HTML all along and you're wondering it's not looking fine, it's not looking beautiful, and so you want to add color, you want to increase size, you want to do one or two things, and that brings us to something very important called CSS. And so CSS stands for cascading style sheets. Okay, so I'm going to zoom this for you. So CSS stands for cascading style sheet. So it is the standard style sheet language used for describing the presentation, that is the layout and format of a web page. Alright, before CSS came out, nearly all attributes of HTML documents were contained within a markup. All the color, background style, all of them were contained inside the HTML document. And so, but that wasn't so HTML was clustered, so they needed to separate the styling from the semantics or the structure of HTML, and so gave rise to what we call CSS today. Okay, so the CSS was introduced in 1996 by the World Wide Web Consortium, and they've been the one maintaining it. I don't want to bore you with stories, I just want to code. All right, so CS3 is the latest version. There are things you can do with CSS, and so in HTML you can add style, but CSS allows you to put your style sheet in one page and use it on all your pages. For example, you have the About Us page, you have the Contact Us page, you have the home page, you have the services page, or you have the discussion forum. And so CSS allow you to use same thing to create one style across multiple pages. Okay, there are a lot. I don't want to go into so much details, and without further ado, I want to go into getting started, how we can use CSS. Okay, and so there are three ways excuse me. There are three ways you can include CSS into your HTML. The first one is inline. The second one is embedded. The third one is external. Okay? And so I'm going to show you with an example. And to do that, I'll go ahead and open our Sublime text. And so it promises to be very interesting. Okay, so it's opened. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and open a new document. So remember, we are styling the HTML document, so I'll go ahead and save HTML. So I'll create a new folder, I'll call this CSS. So I'll call this getting started. Okay, .html. Avoid spaces as much as you can. Okay, and so as usual, I'll open the HTML tag, then I'll say CSS getting started. Okay, so we're on the series on how to use CSS, and so we said the first one I want to show us is the inline. Okay, now to use the inline, you know, you let's say we have a tag, or let me use the H1. So I'll say welcome to CSS. Now to do inline, you use the style attributes. Remember when we're doing HTML, we mention attributes a lot. Attributes of an HTML element, and we will mention ID, we mention style, we mention name, and we said we're going to deal with them when we get to CSS. So style is an attribute, and what is an attribute? An attribute is actually used to extend the properties of an HTML element, and so style is one of them. So I'm just going to go and add color. I'll add color to this, and so we'll go into color in details as we progress, and the different kind of color. So for now I'm going to call this red, and so let's go and preview and see what it looks like. Let me minimize all of this. I have a lot of things opened. So I'll locate the CSS folder on my desktop. Oh, I thought I saved this inside the CSS folder. Let me go ahead and resave it. Okay. So here is our file. So we'll click on it. So you see this has changed to red. So I will show you how to style it, but don't forget what we are doing is how to use CSS. And we'll say the first way is inline. And so to use inline, you put it inside the HTML element by declaring the style attributes. Another way I want to show you is embedded. Embedded is beautiful. You add it to the head of your, so by opening the tag style. So here all your CSS for this page can go in here. You know, this helps you to arrange the page very well. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to add I'm going to say background. I'm going to select the body. So we're going to go into syntax very soon, and you see how to pick any element and style it. This is body, so we call this selectors. Don't worry about all of this. I'm just focusing on showing you how to use CSS. Okay, when we start doing selectors, there's a topic called selectors where we show you how to actually select any element of an HTML document. And so now I want to add background color. I'm going to say background color. So I'm going to say, what color should we add? Let's say green, or let's say gray. So you see, we've been able to add the background color to the header using the embedded method. Now, let me go ahead and close this. Now there is a problem with the embedded and the inline. See, when you put style here, let's say we have another page. Let's say I'll call this getting started. Sorry, I'll save this. I'll call it getting started 2. Okay. And I'll copy all we have here. I'll copy all we have here and save. Getting started 2.html. Okay, now if you want to use this, the implication is that you have to go to all of the pages and add the styling in each of them, but that doesn't make sense. And so this gave room to what we call an external style sheet. An external style sheet helps you add all your style to one page and now link it. Now to do that, you need to create a CSS file. So just go ahead and click on Ctrl N if you're using Sublime Editor. But if you're using any other editor, just go ahead and click on File and click on New. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to call this My Style. excuse me, my style.css. Okay, so now what we just want to do, we'll go ahead and copy this, cut it out and paste here. Now we'll have to take this, we'll take this away, we'll take this away. Okay, now all you need to do, any page that you linked, so let's go back to the browser and preview this. Just a moment, let me update the saving. Let's see. Okay, and so here is the 1 and 2. You see that the background color is not showing. Why? Because we took it off. Now, normally you would have put the style here using either embedded or inline, or you would have put this. You have to put the style in the pages. Now, to use the inline, you just link the CSS, and to do that, you go into the head again. I'll take this off. I'll say link. I'll use the real tag, then I'll say, I'll call the name of the file my style.css. Now notice something. When we save the file has an extension. If you look at the type, you see these other ones are HTML, but this one is saved as cascading style sheet. And why is this so? Because we saved the file as .css. So .css is the extension of CSS file. If you go ahead and save it anyhow, browser will not notice it's a CSS file. Just like we have MS Word, have doc. I covered this in HTML, and CSS is .cs. So I'm going to go ahead and link this. Another thing I want to sorry, this is not rel. Rel is actually the type. So I'm going to rel. You're going to tell the browser that you're dealing with a style sheet. Then I'm going to open and do href. Href actually referred to my style.css. So let's go ahead and see whether we linked it properly. This one, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to show you how we can. Remember, we have, this is get started one, this is 1, this is 2. Now you see the beauty of using external. Okay, now look at this. We have linked this, so let's preview the 1 again and see whether the background will change. I'll go ahead and close this. So now you see background has changed in this. Why? Because we connected the style sheet externally. So this is the style sheet we have here. We saved it in our folder and we linked it to the document. Now I'm going to go ahead and link it here too, in the getting started too. I'll copy it, I'll paste here. So you see how easy. Then I'll just a moment, getting started too. What's going on? Okay, I didn't close it. Just a moment, let me see. Let's copy this like this inside the head. Okay, this should work now. Okay, so now we want to see, this is 1, this is 2. Let me go ahead and make it obvious. I'll call this one 2. Then I'll call this one 1. Okay, I'm trying as much as I can to make this simple. So now I want to color this. Now if you're using inline or embedded, the ideal thing is that you're going to come here or on top of here and add the style and come here. But now I'm just going to go ahead and select the H1. So I'm going to add color. I'm going to say color red. Now the moment I do it, the two of them will be styled automatically. So this way we can have one style sheet and style more than 100 documents, and it will reflect on all of them. And so, and that's it about style sheets and how to use style sheets. Okay, now there is something I need to know. When you can combine both, like now that we have external here, you can still add internal if you like. Okay, I can say blue here, then here I can still add embedded, that is internal. The first one I did is embedded. I can still come here and say background. Background color, I will say green. Okay, you will notice something. Let's reload this. This is 2. There's a problem. Let me copy this. Background color. Okay, why is it not reflecting H1 style? Okay, this is going to be color. I want to explain something very important that you need to know. Let me call this green. Okay. Let's see. Okay, these have changed. I'm trying to change the okay, if it's not giving me what I want, so but I just want to explain something. Now you find out that we have inline, we have embedded, and we have internal. We have inline rather, and we have embedded, right? Now, and we still have this. Initially, you notice that the background color here is gray, but this one, the color for this one, H1, is red. But we have an inline that is green. Now there is an order. In everything has respect, and so there is an order. The order is external followed by embedded, then inline. Now what I'm trying to say is browser will respect inline. So when it sees an inline style, like here now we have H1 and the external also have red. The H1 here is green and the external has red. This browser, when you load this page, the browser will obey the internal green. That's the inline first before taking. So it's when it doesn't see inline, it will now look for embedded style. If it doesn't see embedded style, it will now go to style sheet. So you can use inline to override an external style sheet for a particular page. That's the point I'm trying to make. And so in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use CSS syntax so that you can actually be a master in writing. And so if you want to learn how to code very well, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and turn on my notification and like this video so that whenever I post a video, you'll be the first to know. And so I have a question for you. There are 3 ways to add CSS to JavaScript. Go ahead and leave your answer in the comment section and I'll be there to respond.